Hold on tight, ladies and gentlemen. Because what just transpired may be the most outrageous celebrity meltdown of the year. No. A trivial rap feud or your typical love triangle is not what we're discussing in a single, startling explosion captured. On camera, we're discussing blood, treachery, and retaliation. You heard correctly. In relation to a fatal assault on 50 Cent, Papoose was recently taken into custody. What's the motivation? Nude photos that Thief unintentionally or purposely released to the world were allegedly leaked by Remy Ma. Now think about this. Why would a man like Papoose, the poet of loyalty in hip-hop, become so enraged that the NYPD had to tackle him in the middle like it was Sunday Night Football? Did 50 Cent make a mistake this time? Was it a justifiable war or retaliation? More significantly, why was 50 Cent in possession of Remy's personal images in the first place? This reportedly flew. Investigators now have security footage after blood was spilled. We have rumors from inside the jail block, eyewitnesses and leaks. This isn't over, I see. Not close at all. Hold on to your popcorn because we are going to reveal everything they would prefer you not to know. Rap feuds are more than just passive-aggressive Instagram remarks and diss tunes. If you thought so, because this time there's more than just lyrics flying, there are fists, elbows, and, according to one account, a whole bottle of champagne. Papoose, Remy Ma's self-described ride-or-die spouse, was a man at the center of it all. He allegedly transformed a private altercation into a full-fledged, almost fatal attack on 50 Cent outside a Manhattan members-only club. Hold on. Though how did this happen? How did two seasoned rappers, both of whom were far past their best radio years, wind up in the national spotlight for what insiders are describing as a crime of passion? That could be easily killing. We should go back in time. A mystery packet was provided to multiple prominent gossip pages 3 weeks ago. And that's when it all began. Remy Ma's allegedly private and extremely sexual images were among the contents, images never intended to be seen, much less found in the shadowy corners of the internet. Nobody initially thought they were real. AI maybe, but Photoshop might be, some scars and tattoos. However, are too particular and intimate. Before long, fans made the connection. Then came the shocking revelation. An iCloud backup was directly accessed via the metadata from the photos. One that is registered under a burner phone that is connected to Curtis 50 Jackson. In a matter of hours, the internet took off. The Remy leak was popular, inundating the timeline were memes. However, as one man apparently boiled in silence as the fans laughed. The Papoose. You already know that Papoose is not the kind to make threats via Twitter or go on press tours. He's outdated, the type of man who writes poetry in a visitation room at a jail and then uses his fists to do business in the parking lot. And other people with knowledge of the matter claim that's precisely what occurred. Now fast forward to last Saturday evening, at a posh rooftop lounge on the Lower East Side. 50 Cent had just finished a private event with a glass of champagne. In hand, he was beaming as he posed for pictures with the mogul and models. However, a few minutes after he went outside, mayhem broke out, according to witnesses. 50 Cent was approached by a man wearing a hoodie who had clenched fists and lifeless eyes. That individual, who NYPD sources now affirm is Papoose, allegedly said nothing, gave no warning, and screamed, just a vicious, clean right hook that left 50 of them dropping to the ground like a pile of mixed apes. When security arrived, Papoose was already on top of him and was striking him repeatedly. 50 Cent had a shattered orbital bone, 3 cracked ribs, and a dislocated shoulder, per a leaked DMT report. According to one paramedic, the scene looked like it was from a mob movie. It gets much stranger from here. According to an unnamed source who was reportedly a bartender inside the establishment, Papoose did more than just attack. When he yelled something mid-down, everyone froze. "Keep my wife's name out of your ******king phone," he shouted. It's important to remember that this isn't the mouth phone. What was 50 Cent doing with those pictures? Was it merely leverage? Was it retaliation for an old feud? Or was it something more sinister? For the first time, 50 Cent has been accused of going too far with Remy Ma. Longtime fans will remember that back in 2019, there were rumors that Thief had attempted to sign Remy to G-Unit, not for music but for what insiders called ulterior motives. Both sides denied it at the time, but now that the scandal is boiling over, that old story has new legs. Even more damning is a deleted Instagram live from 2 weeks ago in which 50 Cent, obviously intoxicated, joked that some lives out here are loyal when the FaceTime lights go off. No one noticed the reference at the time, but now it's chilling. NYPD has confirmed that Papoose was taken into custody, not just for assault, but for what detectives are calling an attempted manslaughter investigation, scuffle. This was a surgical procedure. He arrived with a purpose. A funeral could be in order if security hadn't dragged him away. Now, let that sink in. From love letters and bet stages to bloodied sidewalks and felony charges, the transformation of Papoose from rap's last good man to an alleged vengeful attacker is unfolding in real time, and the silence from Remy Ma is deafening. She hasn't posted a word, no Instagram story, no statement, just a quiet unfollowing of 50 Cent and a cryptic like on a post that read, "Some things are unforgivable, even if they come with diamonds." People are conversing in the streets. They're burning blogs. Fans secretly wonder, did Remy know what Papoose was planning? Since despite everyone's suspicions, nobody is speaking out loud about it. That same day, those after a private couple's therapy session, Remy and Papoose were seen departing, according to leaked images. Just a coincidence, possibly. In conjunction with the timeline, however, it presents a terrifying image of a couple torn apart by treachery, and a spouse who has gone too far. Wait until you hear what was discovered in Papoose's jacket following the assault. Though, an envelope, handwritten and addressed to no one, was discovered by police inside Papoose's jacket. However, a 4-page letter scrolled in unadulterated passion within. One investigator characterized the poem as the darkest love note he had ever seen. It was neither a confession nor a threat. "This is war, this ain't loyalty" is the title. Chills, according to reports. Papoose described the anger that has been building inside of him since the day the pictures were published. He described feelings of betrayal, humiliation, and being made a fool of by someone who, in his opinion, knows better than to be around snakes in the presence of fire. The metaphors are clear even though Remy Ma and 50 Cent aren't mentioned by name in the letter. A man smiles behind a flash on his camera. The other drowns behind a restroom door that is locked. Every rap blog on the internet has analyzed that line alone since it was leaked. The question now is, was this a premeditated statement or only an attack? Given that the images were released, one would anticipate anger and possibly even heartache. Premeditation is evident in the preparation, the quiet approach, the attack without a weapon, and the poetry in the pocket. The situation becomes extremely twisted at this point. A subpoena for Remy Ma's phone was issued earlier this week, according to recently released court documents. For what reason? Due to the fact that detectives think she might have been the one who first shared the photos with 50 Cent in secret rather than posting them publicly. What would make her do that? Let's go back much further in time. In April of last year, Remy Ma was pictured at a private dinner in Miami with 50 Cent and a few other producers, including a Star's executive, rather than Papoose. A possible television show on women in hip-hop is the cover story. Another anonymous source, who claims to have been a backup dancer at one of Remy's recent shows, claims that Remy and 50 were getting too close and that people around them noticed. One fan wrote on Twitter, "That was a setup." Another fan said, 50 has been plotting. He always circles back to people he has beef with. Remy was just the latest pawn. Still others are wondering, was she a player or a pawn? Similar to a teenage blush. Yes, that's what was going on. Everyone sensed it, indeed. The internet didn't miss a beat when things went from spicy to volcanic. TikTok investigators have been working diligently. One viral video, which has been slowed down, zoomed in, and examined frame by frame like the Zapruder movie, shows Remy's hand grazing 50 Cent's knee during a backstage interview. An even more damaging image was taken 6 days prior to the leak, showing what seems to be Remy's car parked outside 50 Cent's Connecticut house late at night. It matches the license plate exactly. The location tag is not active, however. Supporters aren't stupid. This brings us to the actual query. Was this an attempt at blackmail or a romantic triangle? There are many who think 50 Cent might have used the pictures to pressure Remy into a covert commercial or personal connection. They believe Remy gave them up voluntarily, a sign of trust gone terribly wrong. In any case, the outcome is the same. A music magnet is sick, a marriage is broken, and a man becomes violent. Armed guard, yes, a guard with guns. That isn't exaggerated, yes, hospital sources say. The tea is rather hot. In addition to protecting him, the NYPD detail is currently keeping a close eye on 50 Cent around the clock in order to stop another incident. Because even though Papoose is in captivity, he is still regarded as a dangerous threat. In his automobile, detectives allegedly discovered a list of names and addresses. Was a hit list used? A suspect list, a list of friends he didn't trust. There was one name that caught my attention. Fat Joe. That put supporters into a tailspin during this whole mess. Guess who has been remarkably quiet? You're correct, Joey Crack, godfather of Bronx devotion. The man who mediated Remy and Nicki's reconciliation once. He's vanished, no tweets, no radio spots or commentary. Some suggest that he is separating himself. He's defending himself. According to others, Let us return to Remy Ma now. It goes without saying that her team is on defense. In a statement, her publicist said, quote, "Miss Mackie is deeply disturbed by the events of this past week. She asks for privacy as her family navigates an incredibly painful time. She has no further comment regarding any leaked content." But notice what that statement didn't include: a denial. No mention of the photos being fake. No assertion that her relationship with 50 Cent was professional. Just silence cloaked in privacy. And while Remy hides behind PR and Papoose sits behind bars, 50 Cent has apparently already started scheming. Rumor has it that Fief is preparing a diss track that could be called Nut 3 Judas, and it would be directed directly at you. Think a cracked rib and a leaky scandal will make him humble? No. He's reloading. According to a studio insider, the lyrics are nasty, personal, and unfit for radio. Knowing 50 is probably an understatement, and if you think that's too petty too soon, you obviously don't know 50 Cent. As of right now, he faces 3 felony counts: attempted manslaughter, aggravated assault, and criminal possession of a deadly weapon, despite the fact that no weapon was used. That folded poem could be interpreted as a manifesto or written premeditation. Under New York's new criminal intent guidelines, prosecutors are reportedly looking into Papoose's recent credit card history, looking for evidence of purchases of surveillance gear, cameras, GPS trackers, and burner phones, which could upgrade the charge to conspiracy to commit murder. From rap royalty to Rikers Island, all over a few private photos and a potentially very public betrayal. The worst part of this scandal hasn't even been revealed yet, because someone, we mean someone on the inside, just leaked a voicemail that could blow this whole situation apart. The voicemail didn't come from Remy Ma, Papoose, or even 50 Cent. It came from someone who hasn't been publicly associated with Remy in years, but is well informed. We are referring to her former best friend and stylist, Lex from the Bronx, who is only known online by her alias. If you have been following hip-hop circles for a while, you will recall Lex as a stylist who styled Remy Ma during her comeback period, shortly after her release from prison. Before she got married and before she took up the mic again, their fallout was abrupt and messy and never publicly explained. But now that Lex is back, her voicemail, which was sent to an anonymous blogger a few days prior to the attack, was leaked to a gossip forum in which Lex states, "I tried to warn her. I urged her to quit taunting 50 and to stop sending him those fucking selfie texts. She believed it to be innocent." Flirty claimed that because Papoose was constantly working, she needed the attention. "But I knew that would backfire. Simply put, I had no idea how horrible." Wow, the motivation behind it all, the chronology, and the failing marriage were all revealed by that one recording. But Lex didn't end there. She spilled additional tea in a series of direct messages that soon appeared, with the belief that 50 Cent would never use them. Remy allegedly sent him more than a dozen private images. However, he retaliated with exposure rather than a lawsuit when she canceled their TV contract. Thus, this was more than just a betrayal. In the midst of a full-on power play, Remy was captured. Or perhaps taking a balanced approach. If you believe Remy Ma didn't anticipate this tempest, you're mistaken. Just hours before the pictures were revealed, she tweeted a mysterious tweet that she later removed. Do you remember it? They constantly change things up. So never send anything you wouldn't want the world to see, it said. Nobody at the time understood. It now reads as though a warning and a confession were combined. The judicial system is just getting started. Meanwhile, while fans are furious about betrayals, voicemails, and poetry, the denial of Papoose's bail was verified by the DA's office. For what reason? Since prosecutors think he poses a flight risk and, more concerningly, a threat to several well-known people. These people are who, in addition to 50 Cent. It has been stated that several other people, including DJ Envy, Joe Budden, and even Nicki Minaj, are on the protection worry list due to their recent public endorsements or collaborations with 50 Cent. You're correct. There is more to this issue than the anger of one individual. The whole Git orbit is involved, and authorities think Papoose may have had a list. Remy Ma, however, is reportedly only partially collaborating with investigators. In an official statement, her lawyer said, "Mac is not under investigation and has provided all requested digital materials. She will not entertain public narratives designed to shame or silence women when the facts keep coming back to her hands. Nobody is buying her victim defense. Has she been set up? Did she act recklessly? Or did this all play a part in a larger game?" Unsurprisingly, social media has become a full-fledged battlefield. In every possible comment section, Team Remy, Team Pap, and Team Fief are dragging each other. Remy was with 50 Cent just days before the photographs were published, according to a widely shared TikTok analysis that even claimed to correlate timestamps from her nail designs in the leaked photos to her attendance at his party. let's move on to the aftermath. All of 50 Cent's media appearances for the upcoming 2 weeks have been formally cancelled. He needs time to recover, think and refocus, according to representatives. Translation: he is planning his retaliation from the comfort of a hospital bed, and you can bet your bottom dollar that it will be nuclear. He is reportedly moving forward with a limited podcast series called NDA, Nobody's Damn Angel. According to sources close to his team, in it, he will reveal personal anecdotes and unreleased videos of celebrities who attempted to deceive him. The pilot episode will feature Remy Ma, as you are already aware. However, this is a wild card. The brother of Papoose, whose name is rarely in the news, has suddenly come out with a startling accusation. During an unexpected news appearance outside of Rikers, he said, "My brother didn't snap. He sacrificed himself. He knew what 50 had planned. He tried to protect his family before it got worse. Y'all don't know what 50 was really doing. It's deeper than some damn photos." Hold on. What? Or is he hinting at something more sinister, like extortion or blackmail? He walked away as the media pressed for more, leaving the internet in shock and a panic for clarification. A complete triangle of silence now exists. Remy says she is a victim. Papoose is incarcerated and won't talk to reporters, and 50 Cent, who is silent and bruised but never goes down for long. Tension is in the streets, the business is silent. Fans are also acknowledging that no one anticipated this for the first time in a long time. What does this mean for us, then? An unresolved scandal? A rapper in jail? A mogul in rehabilitation? And a marriage in flames? Well, you haven't been listening if you thought this was simply about naked photos that were leaked. Whispers are now being heard. Rumor has it that Remy Ma wasn't the only person to send intimate pictures to 50 Cent. That this entire situation might have been a part of a larger cache of leverage amassed over years, and that more celebrities, marriages, and reputations could follow. Here's the question we leave you with. You all better start deleting old messages. Thief got a vault, and he's mad now. Let that sink in. This was even tweeted by a former G-Unit affiliate. Who is the true bad guy here? The mogul who revealed, the wife who played both sides, or the husband who lost it? One thing is certain, regardless of your beliefs, the game is now different, and nobody is abandoning their career because of this. Now, before you assume that this is just another celebrity feud gone wrong, wait, consider this. What if this is just the start? Imagine if Papoose's attack had nothing to do with anger. But what about revelation? Is 50 Cent's vault a reality? If he has years' worth of digital dirt on his hands, this might just be the beginning of a Hollywood scandal. TV executives, influencers, and rappers might all be caught up in a web of secrets. You had better expect something considerably more repulsive. If Remy Ma's nudity was only his first move. So, this is what you have to do now. The right pointing back hand index. If your jaw hits the floor in the middle of this video, hit the like button. The right pointing back hand index. Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Did you believe Papoose was reasonable? Or was this only a backhand index pointing to ego gone rogue? Also, remember to subscribe.